Get over your mom's good intentions. It's no wonder so many of us lack adequate conversational skills. Some of our oldest memories still haunt and influence us as adults. Because of our earliest training, we are predisposed to refrain from initiating a conversation. When we were impressionable toddlers, our parents taught us good things come to those who wait. Silence is golden. Wait to be properly introduced. Don't talk to strangers. Those messages served us well as kids. The advice helped ensure our safety and taught us manners. But now, as adults, our safety isn't at stake with every new person we meet. And by now, our manners are well established. The time has come to replace those old messages with more relevant advice. Here it is. In safe situations, make it a point to talk to strangers. To expand your circle of friends and colleagues, you must start engaging strangers and acquaintances in a conversation. There is no other way. Strangers have the potential to become your good friends, long term clients, valued associates, bridges to new experiences, and other people. Start thinking of strangers as people who can bring new dimensions to your life, not as persons to be feared. Introduce yourself. When was the last time someone properly introduced you to another person? The truth is that the host of a gathering rarely takes the time to do so in a meaningful way. You have been to this kind of event. You go to a holiday open house hosted by an important client. The client greets you, takes your coat, visits for a minute, and shows you to the food. Your client departs to greet another guest. You are left standing next to the shrimp cocktail, not knowing a single person in the room. If you wait for the host to come back and properly introduce you to some of the other guests, chances are your only new encounter will be with the shrimp. Times have changed. People expect you to mingle on your own. Introduce yourself and take the initiative to get acquainted. As Babe Ruth said, don't let the fear of striking out get in your way. Remember, even your closest confidant was once a stranger. Take the risk. Walk up to someone and introduce yourself. Extend your hand, make eye contact, and smilingly say, "Hello, my name is Debra Fine. It's nice to meet you." If you are a member of an association, chamber of commerce, fraternity, or soror, or church, or synagogue, you are probably aware of these organizations' constant challenge of retaining membership. We join such organizations seeking our fellowship. We often leave or quit because we don't find it. Instead, we pursue others as member of groups or clinches that don't let us join. I think most of us can relate to the following poem. Author unknown. Thoughts from a new member. I see you at the meetings, but you never say hello. You are busy all the times. You are there with those who really know you. I am sitting among the members, yet I am lonely gal. The new ones feel a stranger as the old ones, pass by us. Darn it. You folks urged us to join and talked of fellowship. You could just cross the room, but you never make the trip. Can't you just nod your head and smile or stop and shake a hand? then go sit among your friends. Now that I would understand, I will be at your next meeting and hope that you will spend the time to introduce yourself. I joined to be your friend. At your next opportunity to spend time at the reception, coffee break, hospitality suite, or wedding, look around the room. Find the approachable person. Include him or her in a conversation. Chances are that person is feeling as alone as you are. Silence is impolite. Spare yourself some pain and forget the adage that silence is golden. I first recognized the downside of silence while I was working as an engineer, side by side with a peer who had the same academic credentials, tenure, and work quality. We were considered equals in every sense of the word. However, my colleague was outgoing and conversational. Staff members in marketing, human resource, and quality control knew her name, as did the executives at the corporate headquarters. Our immediate supervisor noticed her and commented frequently on her work. When the time came for a promotion, she got it, and I didn't. I simply wasn't as visible because I was so silent. I later learned another costly lessons about silence. My friend Johnny, a regional director with a Fortune 100 company, dragged me all her company functions. Her boss, Bob, a senior vice president, attended these functions too. I admired his poise and grace as he easily conversed with everyone. Bob's self confidence intimidated me so much that I rarely talked with him. Despite my respect for him, even when he approached me, I was too nervous to say much. When I moved into engineering sales, I called on to Bob to reintroduce myself and promote my employer services. Before I could even finish introducing myself, Bob blasted me, saying, I can't believe that you are calling me. We have been at the same parties a dozen times and you have ignored me at every one. You are the biggest snob I know. I have no interest in buying anything from you. Needless to say, I was stunned and horrified by his reaction. It had never occurred to me that shyness could be mistaken as arrogance. While shyness and arrogance are worlds apart, the visible manifestation of each can appear the same. People generally do not give others the benefit of doubt in this regard. Don't risk being taken as haughty or pretentious by keeping silent. It can cost you dearly. Start small talking and let others see your personality. You know how much you appreciate others' efforts put forth in the conversation. Make the same effort. Contrary to what your elders taught you, silence is not golden. Good things come to those who go get them. Waiting will net you a bunch of lost time. You have to take the initiative. Don't spend another minute thinking that if you just keep waiting, interesting people will introduce themselves. It's never going to happen. Out of habit and to make things easy on ourselves, we seek out someone we know, a colleague, a client, even a competitor. We are comfortable with these people because they attend the same functions, even know the same jargon, and are trying to reach the same decision makers. We end up paying $40 to attend an event and then seek out people we already know because it's less threatening. Yet, the purpose of the event was to make new contacts. If ever there was a place you would expect people to mingle, it's singles event. Yet they are notorious for attracting wallflowers. Most people at singles event, including myself, in a former life, spent most of their time uncomfortably waiting around and scanning the crowd for a friend. When a friend appears, They immediately spent the evening hanging out together. If they wanted to be with each other, why didn't they just go out on a date? If they don't want to date each other, what are they doing spending the evening together? They are talking. Yes, talking. It's easy, comfortable, and safe. It is, however, no way to meet someone new and spark a romance. Good things come to those who take action and start creating good things. American movie star, commentator, and folk legend Will Rogers nailed it when he said, "Go out on a limb. That's where all the fruit is." Although it might be scary to climb out from the safety of the trunk, you will rarely pluck the sweet fruit by waiting there. It's up to you to start a conversation. Do you know the biggest social fear in America? It's public speaking. And do you know the second? It's fear of starting a conversation with a stranger. So, remember when you walk into a luncheon or a cocktail party, most people there are scared to death to talk to you. Fear of rejection keeps many of us from risking conversation. But the probability of rejection is actually quite small. In the unlikely event that your efforts are unappreciated, remember that it's doubtful you will ever see that person again. You will be the hero if you start the conversation. You will gain stature, respect, and rapport if you can get the conversation going. Almost always, people will embrace your efforts and appreciate your leadership and friendship. It's up to you to assume the burden of conversation. If you generally wait for someone else to take the initiative in a conversation, you have been self centered. It's true, you have allowed your own comfort to take the precedence over every other person's. You haven't been doing your fair share of work. If you have largely ignored your conversational responsibilities, it's time to take ownership. You cannot rely on the other person to carry the conversation for you. A monologue is a chore and seldom very interesting. Furthermore, one word answer to questions do not count as shouldering your share of burden. The first step in becoming a great conversationalist is becoming invested in a conversation and actively working to help the other person feel comfortable. Take a look out at the list of icebreaker questions that follow and make a commitment to use at least 4 of them in your next conversation. If you are afraid you won't remember them, write them down, put them on in your pocket, and refer to them before you go into the event. If you go blank while you are there, excuse yourself for a moment, walk in the restroom to take a peek at your list. The most famous and worn out icebreaker is that age old question, what do you do for a living? It's so standard that it didn't make the icebreaker list. Here are some other ways to begin a conversation that will provide a refreshing diversion from shop talk. You will never ask them all, just the ones that seem appropriate for the particular conversation and time. And be prepared to reciprocate, since your conversation partner is likely to return whatever questions you pose.